I'll wait to see if we get anybody in the chat here. So it's Saturday morning, and I'm up in Stanley, New York, and guess what I'm doing? Nope, no burnouts with the Camaro today. We are getting the second coating of the Krown rust proofing, easy for me to say, rust proofing put on. Yep, doing the Krown. I'm doing a video on it too, so I won't give it away of what it looked like underneath there and stuff before we started. But I just thought it'd be sort of cool that I'm standing here live and you can actually see what's going on. So how is everybody this Saturday morning? Hey Leon, how goes it? You're working on a Saturday? Oh no. Yes, this is the same place that Eric O went to. Ivan did a previous video on it. I had a previous video on it. And while I say it is the same place, oh wow, Leon, you're much more energetic than I am, but then again, you have your own business. So why I'm backing up is they actually moved up the road a hair, and this is, oh, you can be in the picture. You don't have to keep backing up. That's Gary there. This is their new digs, their new shop that they moved into. Bigger shop, more room, and like I said, I'm doing a video on it too, so I won't give too much of it away with the inside and everything. But yep, Stanley, New York, and they're only moved about a half mile up the road from where they were working out of. That's all I have to do. Going to get another cup of coffee. So what's everybody doing on their Memorial Day weekend? Here's what I'm doing. Getting Krown rust proofing put on my vehicle. I know it's not too exciting, but at some point, I'm pretty sure when he brings it down, when he gets the underneath done, they'll pull the tail light assembly out again and do in there. They've done that. One thing I have to try and remember to ask him is if they do inside the tailgate, because someone had asked me that, and I honestly don't remember or don't know if they spray inside the tailgate or not. So what else is going on, guys? Other than Leon working. What are you working on, Leon? They do a good job, and they spray it on really well. Part of this discussion, which will be in my video too, was about, you know, when the rust is already started compared to when it isn't. So, cool, Leon. I hope you're making a video of it. Well, I don't know about that. You know, the guys don't seem to think so. They're all pretty up and up. So they actually and they're a good bunch of guys too, because this morning I just happened to be up this way because I don't live up here, but I have a camper up here. And I asked these guys if they could fit me in, and they actually opened up a little bit early. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that. Everybody will want the special service, but they opened up a little bit early to be able to fit me in while my truck was up here. So, I mean, they're a great bunch of guys to deal with. And honestly, they actually seem to like what they do. There could be worse jobs, I guess. Leon, my camper is in the kind of shape that if I hooked it up to my truck to pull it, it probably wouldn't make it 50 feet, let alone all the way up here if I pulled it. So the answer to that is no, I don't think I will. Helga has a newer Trax. I'm trying to get her to do that. So since it is relatively new, and the Camaro, it's not going to see much salt, so I'm probably not going to have that done either. There'd be no reason to do it. Nope, I just answered that, Leon. If I was going to run it in the winter, but that Camaro probably the only winter it's going to see is when I have to back it out of the garage to make room to pull something in to work on it. It's not an undercoating. It's not really considered that. It's well, I guess let me see if they do call it a rust proofing. It's like, yeah, a rust proofing, a rust preventative, rust protection. I did a video on it, and Eric O did a video on it sort of explaining it. So yeah, Leon, get back to work. So it's more of a rust inhibitor to stop the rust more than an undercoating. It's not like your traditional undercoats, like if you guys remember, what was it, Z-Bart and Rusty Jones, where it was that heavy black tarry stuff. It is definitely not that. It's an oil with chemicals in it, and what it's supposed to do is he explained it, and in the video that I'll have coming up, he goes over it and explains it, what it does too, when we were discussing it when we were underneath there looking at it to see what it looked like. So, but I was going to ask you to explain what it was, but you know what? That's on my other video. They can go look at that if they want.
Yeah, we can explain it again if you want.
This is more the follow-up. Well, this is Gary, and what someone asked me was, they said, is it an undercoat? And I said, it's not really what you would call an undercoating like your traditional undercoating.
We call it undercoating because it's kind of what society thinks undercoating is. So it's a form of undercoating.
Okay.
We like to call it an oil undercoating.
Okay.
So, you know, it's not the traditional black tar stuff. It's still, obviously, we're doing the underside, so we're coating something on the underside. Mm-hmm. So call it what you want, but.
Well, I went out and looked at your sign. It says rust protection, and that's more what I consider, just because I'm familiar with it and familiar with the old tar-looking stuff, and it's nothing like that. No. So, okay.
It's, it's based on the old farmer's theory: oil bath and dirt road. Go find a dirt road and let her eat.
Yeah. Yep. The environmentally friendly way, right? With that old used motor oil, slap it on.
We're not mixing tranny fluid and hydraulic fluid, and, you know, whatever else we can find.
And it is And I was trying to explain it. I'll do this on this part rather than my video that I'm making, but it's the chemicals in there that react with the rust.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and I was just thinking of this, like you have a new car and there's really no rust on it. Yep. How does that help to keeps the rust from settling in then because
Correct.
it's on there?
Yes.
Okay.
It creates a barrier from any moisture attaching. And
okay.
That's really the key.
Okay.
Once you eliminate moisture, you'll eliminate the corrosion process.
Okay.
The oil is just the carrier of the rust inhibitors. So
okay.
after a certain amount of time, that's going to dissipate, or it's going to collect some sort of dust, debris, you know, just road grime. And really, it's the best thing for it. It's going to hold it in there. Nothing's forever. I don't care what you use. So that's the biggest thing is, you know, reapply.
Right.
Every year.
Well, and yeah, and you guys said every year, more or less, I'm coming up in 6 months just because mine was already rusted. So we're giving it that extra shot to hopefully help it out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the thing with rusty vehicles. You know, if you got, you know, the early 2000s like you have, unfortunately that GM coating's gone. You know?
Yeah.
And paint is your best protectant. Well, those frames never really came with paint on them. It's some sort of wax coating that eventually, you know, gets removed from just abrasion and everything else.
Right.
And so this is the next best thing. If you want a black frame, paint your frame before you come up, and you know, when we have had that done. We've actually done that for people. You know, it's not the best solution, but if that's what you want is a uniform look, paint everything first, and then have it oiled.
I don't give a shit about uniform look. I want rust to stop. That's you know, or at least be put at bay.
Yeah, you got the guys that got the lifted trucks, and you can see the whole frame.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But we've done that before in the past. Is you know, we'll do a complete, you know, we'll tear down the frame, get it clean, paint the whole thing, and let it cure for about a week, and then oil it. And I've got 3 or 4 trucks out there right now that look exactly the same as when we.
Oh, so it does help keep the paint, paint on,
absolutely.
And oh, cool.
It won't. Like I said, protecting it from the moisture is the biggest thing. So that's really what it's made to do.
Okay.
It's not gonna last forever, but
okay.
It's better than doing nothing at all.
Well, we talked. Jeff and I talked about some other things on the video, and I'm not gonna ask you about those. I'll make them have to watch the video to find some of that out about what some of the other stuff does. But thank you very much.
Yeah.
And oh, you know what? The one other thing that I will ask you, because I can't remember, and somebody had asked me, did you guys actually do inside the tailgate? Oh, did you? Yep. And I just it's just because I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember if you drilled holes and did actually inside the tailgate or not.
Tailgate because there's
there's
2 weep holes right at the bottom.
Yeah.
And typically right up at the top side too. And then all we do is we just stick the wand in there from each end. It's like a 3-foot wand we put in each end, swivel it each way, and it gasses the whole the whole tailgate.
All right. Well, that was a question that I had. So, all righty.
There's the fog.
Yeah, in rolls the fog. All right, I don't know. Do you guys want to keep watching the process? Is it worth me keeping doing this, or are you all bored by now?
Did you want to take a look underneath before we drop it down?
Yeah, let's take a quick look underneath. I can show you what the process looks like. Nice, Mike. Keep it rolling. All right. Well, you can see how, you know, stuff is shiny from having it put on, and it'll drip off some. Look. And that's what I mean. To me, it almost feels like a vegetable oil or something like that when it's on there. But we'll go underneath quick. And that's what it looks like. Yeah, it does make it shiny. Isn't that neat? It's about the only time it'll be shiny. So I'm not gonna go too far under. I'm gonna get dripped on, then I'll be all oily. Nothing worse than a mechanic being all oily. You got some oohs and ahs for the job you did. Ooh, ah. Yeah, that's the original spare on this thing, believe it or not. I don't even know if it's ever been on the truck or it's actually been down. So. And some of the process, like I said, I'm not going to catch because it's on my previous video. If you actually want to see, I'll put a link to it that you can actually go to the other video. Because as I said, I'm making a video of this process too. So this will be like a double dipping on this. Yeah, that's actually what Gary was saying. Is it will attract the dirt, but he said in a way that's good because it sort of locks the chemicals in and holds the stuff on a little bit better. So it's not a bad thing that it does attract dust. I mean, maybe not for your, how nice your truck will look underneath necessarily, but so now what they'll do is they'll start. Since it's been done before, it has plugs in it in certain places. So they'll just pop the plugs out now. I think that's what Jeff's doing there. He'll pop the plugs out and then they'll spray in there. And I'm assuming there was holes drilled in the old rockers, correct, Jeff?
In the original.
That's what I mean. Yep. So you'll have to re-drill this time to go in there?
No, I got them from underneath. They come with holes.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
I accessed some of the holes that were already there.
Yeah.
And got in through there. But we got one here. We'll get in the door, and then.
All right. Well, I'll ask him. They said they're worried about electronics, door regulators inside.
It actually helps them tremendously. It's going to lubricate all your internal components, and our product is great for any type of electrical.
So there you go. That's and I'll be honest. I mean, I've had it done, and it's been 6 months, and I had absolutely, no problems with any of the electronics or any of that. So, yeah, trucks need dirt to grow. Yep, they sure do, man. Nothing better than a dirty truck, right? I hope none of you guys mind being on YouTube because you're on live now. So if you do, speak your piece. Yep. And if anybody's wondering about the price, I think for a truck like this, it's $149 if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. I know. How good. I'm glad you don't mind me being live. I was talking to the guys that's working on it. Is the floor slippery? Well, let me see. Slightly. Not too bad. I mean, this isn't the part. And when you guys were saying about the electronics and stuff like that, if you felt this stuff, it's more like a vegetable oil to me feeling than like and I know it's probably sort of a competitor, but like fluid film, that's stickier, where this isn't. And it actually smells pretty good. So, is the floor slippery? Let me see. Well, right there's some of it laying. Well, it's really not too bad. I mean, there's been a lot slicker crap that I've been on. Now, just so you know, if I start coughing and hacking, it's actually because I have asthma and I can't stay in anything that's a spray, whether it's really bad or not. I mean, so it's not necessarily this stuff that's doing it. Because you can see there is a bit of a haze. And right there is one of the holes that they drilled previously that they'll spray in, and they have plugged. And I know some people don't like to do that, and maybe a brand new vehicle, but you know, for me, I'm just trying to stop the rust now. It's not really a show vehicle to begin with, so yep. There he's actually spraying in the holes that were previously made. Yeah, well, what can I say? They put that little rubber plug over it, and until you pull the rubber plug out, you have no idea what that hole looks like. It's just this nice little looking black rubber plug. So and that's basically what plugs look like. That's all they are. They drill them and they put them in. And of course they got that nice grease or whatever on them that I just got on me. Mechanic that hates to get greasy. Isn't that something? Well, that's probably where he gets them. I mean, they're nothing special. They're just plug the hole. Picking on my Chevys. That's okay. Other than the rust, it's been a good truck, and the salt and stuff that this thing lives in, it doesn't matter what you have. And there's what he's doing to the tailgate. They're just sticking it in the holes that are naturally there to get the tailgate. Yeah. If you know what, if it would grow metal back, I'd bring the '87 Chevy up here and I'd let him spray that. Number one, it wouldn't make it this far without most of the stuff, the pieces flying off of it that are so rusted. But yeah, you know, back in the day, I wish they would have had this, because I probably would have had it done. And that '87 actually, and I don't know if this helped it or made it worse, I drove it through like an oily tar when they were doing a road, at one time, and you would have sort of thought that that would have kept the rust away from that thing, but boy, it didn't. Actually, this is Stanley, New York, pretty close to Penn Yan, and about an hour's drive away from Avoca and SMA. So oh yeah, you know, Pennsylvania is just as bad as New York. It really is. But I haven't done my volts yet, and I'm really considering doing my volts, bringing them up. Hey, Papa, how are you? All right, guys. Well, I am gonna do a little video on what we discussed and everything, and I'll be posting that too. So. I think I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go get a coffee, and I just wanted to thank all of you. Hey, great to see Europe in here. I'm glad that you all stopped by. I'd take you into their new waiting room and stuff, but that has sort of ruined my video. Then I'm giving everything away. Hell, maybe I shouldn't even do the video. I just let this up and that's it. So. Yep, you guys enjoy the weekend also. For us here in America, it's Memorial Day. So you know what, with saying that, thank you to all the veterans, anyone who is a veteran, and especially our veterans that are guys that never made it back, so that we're remembering. So make sure you all do that. So, all right, guys, I'll talk to you all later. Thanks for stopping in. Take care. Bye.